Yes, in the building. Back here again. We're just
Yes.
talking back, Pokemon. It's been about a year since I was here last.
Yeah, so yeah, and now it's 1 year after. We're talking about you doing well.
Yes.
Because I was not going to ask you how you doing, my friend, and stuff like that, because I can see that you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, big one. Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
good to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Sometimes
It's
you
back.
take a look at how much hard work you put in behind the scenes, and
Mhm.
people never really get to know all about that.
Sure.
You know, I was going to ask you a series of questions, but I feel like, let's talk about it. 2022 for you. You've been behind the scenes making some magical,
Yeah.
movements that people
Yeah.
really do not talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel fulfilling to be behind the scenes like that?
I think sometimes I get to that headspace where I really just enjoy being behind the scenes, because when you're in the front, like everyone is just, people want to find things that, to use against you. Just want to find reasons not to bring you down in a way. So, but when you're behind the scenes, you're doing all the magic, you're doing all the good stuff, and and you're seeing people react to it, and it's giving you some kind of joy. So I mean, I do enjoy that, but of course, I would not give that up for being an artist and being able to sing to the fans and hear them sing back to me.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, you've got like some of the biggest records of 2022. Yes, I mean, you mixed and mastered some of them. You
Yes.
mixed and mastered some of them. I'm talking about Rush,
Yes.
to
Bloody
Bloody Samaritan, to Overdose.
Yes.
I mean, some of those records, and it feels good to know that, yes, you're the guy. It was back in the day we used to really give so much credence to, sound engineers.
Yep.
I feel like a couple of years ago, we used to have like the likes of Shayman on the mix. You just hear the tag somewhere in the records. And even till now, we still do. But back in the day, it was.
I know.
If you're not listening to those tags, but
I know.
are you not really
Again,
doing something?
I think, first of all, that big shout out to everyone, and on the back end of all the music that's happening. A lot of times when people hear the music, they just think of the artist, because that's the person singing it. You have no idea, how many hands have, and people had input in that record. Sometimes even the artist does almost nothing, or they
Just
sometimes
lay
they
vocals.
just lay vocals, because there's a different guy that's written the song, different guys produced the song, and different guys mixed and mastered the song. Like, it's a bunch of people contributing to a song, and I think we're getting to that place in our industry where we're beginning to give props to the people that on the back end. Big shout out to people like the people that do the Beats Awards. It's an award ceremony for just people on the back end.
I know. I was nominated a couple of times on that
Yeah,
platform.
exactly.
Shout out to them, by the way.
Yeah, so I mean, so big shout out to them. Again, I believe that the growth of Afrobeats, the success of Afrobeats right now, you cannot state it without all the efforts of these people on the back end. I feel like the more the artists, those in the front end, pushes people and put the spotlight on them, the better for our industry.
Okay, pretty great. Because I was going to ask you, are you giving us like a tag or something? I mean, like an alter ego of Johnny Drille.
I've been thinking about it. I don't know. Maybe
Because the funny part is you can't mix all those records, do all of this great work, and most people don't know until we talk about it.
True that.
Yeah?
Totally agree.
So I feel like you should work something out.
I'll figure something out.
Please do. So that we know that, it's Johnny Drille that did this.
Yeah.
All right, away from that one. 2022, fantastic year for you thus far. Let's talk about how you've been able to, sit back and, watch the industry evolve. Let's talk about the industry this year for you.
Yeah, I think
Because you put out your album last year, and then most importantly, you needed to just let the album do. How did the album do first? Let's start from there.
Yeah, I think the album did pretty well for what it was meant to do. I think so. So the Before Fall Asleep album, which is my first album that dropped last year, it was my first concept project, and by concept project means I wanted for the album to talk about one thing, for every single song on the project to kind of be linked together in one singular message. So that was the point of that project. And I feel like a lot of people may have not gotten the message, but I believe that in the years to come, in months to come, people will go back and listen to that album, and I'm not gonna have to be the one to
tell them.
but at some point people will figure it out. And I'm very into concept projects, and my second concept project, Home, the EP just dropped.
Yes, I know.
A couple of days ago. And for me, it's not even about. I know a lot of times people rate their projects by how much it how it charted, where it got to.
I mean, that's what you see every day.
Yeah, for me, I just want to be able to tell stories that make sense. I want to believe that I've done so with my two projects.
Okay, pretty amazing. Let's talk about it. So, I thank God you brought the question up because it's funny how popular music in Nigeria is like the thing, right? I think that's it generally in the world. We don't like to agree with that. We always try to say, oh, yes, this is what is in vogue, this is what is popping. But I think basically the records that are really popular, you know, pretty Afro pop, you know, that's like the genre that's just like, you know, dominating everywhere. But the most important part is when you take a look at the music itself, there's other genres like yours, you know, but for your kind of music, basically, do you feel like if you were not in this country, you'd probably be making a lot of money, more money than what you're making right now? Do you feel like
a lot of people may not want to hear it, but probably I probably would make a lot more money. You know, but I believe in purpose. I believe in a divine design, a divine path for every person, and I don't think that I'm here by mistake. I think there's a reason why God's put me here, and there's a reason why I've still been here. If at some point in my journey as an artist, as a person, God, you know, decides to take me somewhere else, awesome, amazing. But of course, people have this mindset that once, if you're a certain kind of way, once you move out of this country, you know, people on the other side would appreciate you even more. I first of all, I think I have some really amazing fans in Nigeria that love Johnny Drille, that feel, you know, Johnny Drille means something to them, right? So it's a lot of times people go, hey, we don't deserve you in this country. We don't deserve. I mean, it's like a chance. You know, you understand. But there's people that need my music in this country. There's a purpose. And look, it might even be one person. You know, all of my career is just one person to be able to help one person, or to be able to lead one person to their path, their God-designed path for them. And that, for me, you know, that's the big picture when I think of, you know, my essence as an artist, and you know. But I mean, again, like you said, you know, if I was in another country, I probably have made more money. But who knows? I'm making money, by the way. I'm not saying that you're making money. If you know what let me not brag. I'm not a bragging person, but it would be nice to actually brag. I probably should be bragging, because you know the funny part is, I feel like for a lot of guys, we probably, you know, keep things on the wrap. You know, we are not as loud as a couple of other people. A lot of people, sometimes they try to underrate them a lot, you know. Because so yesterday I was just playing around on Twitter, right? And there was this, you know, huge debate about how Olamide is this, that, and it was just trending all yesterday. I was online. I missed out. I mean, it was just trending yesterday. And for me, the question was, this person's, you know, one album will swallow the whole of this person's career and all that stuff. And it was funny because somebody had to say that, do you know how many, you know, gas station that Olamide has in Lagos? Are you serious? Oh wow. And somebody had to, you know, go out and say, do you know how much this guy's done, you know, for himself? I mean, sometimes because people don't talk about these things does not mean that they are not doing well. I mean, but it is what it is. When it comes to this part of the world, we're itchy fingers. I tell you, you know, it's funny. Nigerians actually love people that brag. Like, when you go see, when you post something, like post a fancy car or post your jewelry, like, Nigerians will come on your page, my guy hot, fire emoji. Like, we're into all that stuff. So those of us that don't like to brag are very few. But sometimes you should. I think so. I feel like it would really go a long way. Absolutely. I mean, a lot of times they'll be like, "Oh, so Johnny, you know they talk so this guy too there." I don't want the eyes. Make I just say my low-key Jerry. All right, so let's go back to, you know, the project right now. Home is a new thing, right? And I know a lot of people have been talking about that for you. So tell me, what's the creative process like? So what was your head when you decided to make that project? Were you thinking about something? Was there something that motivated the project? For me, you know, I know that there's always an inspiration behind something. Of course. In this part of the world, they say creative people just put out music. They, you know, pick from different parts and then they put it together, and it makes a body of work. But I know you don't make music like that. I mean, I've spoken to you a few times, so I know that it's based on a theme. There's something common. So talk to me about that. So first of all, I believe that, for me at least, I would say it'll be so much more easier to understand what home is about when you listen to Before We Fall Asleep. They both kind of lead into each other, and what I mean by that is, when I released Before I Fell Asleep, my previous album, I had a lot of conflict, internal conflict. It was it was, in a way, there was so much struggle, and you could hear it in my music, in deciding what, did I want to make the music that was true to myself, or did I want to appeal to the pop market? During that whole process, I decided to put that whole. So that's if you listen to certain songs, you hear Johnny Drille in there, and then you see Johnny Drille on some Afro fusion or Afro beats type beat. So it was a lot of like, what do I want out of my music, and I channeled all that confusion into creating that album. Yeah. But then with Home, it was the thing where I finally found, I went back home. What that means is go back to the things that,
go back to the basics.
Go back to the basics, the things that excite you, the things that give me life. And for me, that's family. That's that's the music that's true to my heart. And I was able to be with Before I Fell Asleep. I was able to find a balance.
Okay.
So that was a struggle to find that balance, and with Home, I found that resolution. And it's a very homely and it's a very warm project. It talks about the most important things in life, which I don't think are material things. I think they are the relationships in our lives, are family or friends. So from songs like Home to song like How Are You My Friend, to song like Only God Knows, which talks about mental health, to song like Journey of Our Lives with 𝐈𝐍𝐒 𝐏𝐈𝐑𝐀𝐓𝐈���𝐄. All these songs all tie together to the central message, which is family.
Okay, so talking about relationships real quick, because we got to play some records right now. Let's talk about relationships real quick, because you brought that up, and then you talked about how it's essential to the place you call home.
Yes.
So real quick, tell me, you've been on the label for over 7 years. How's the relationship like? Yes.
Oh, it's 7 years already.
7 years gone.
Oh my goodness! Wow, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's
no pressure.
No, it is family there. If I'm being honest, it is quite, I'm very introverted. So a lot of times if you find a lot of amazing people hanging out together, you almost certainly will not. Sometimes you will not find me there. I think I probably only gone to the club with them once.
I think it was the last time, maybe in a 10.
Yes, that was it. I think maybe there was one more. That was when I think it was a night they unveiled Rema. Those are the 2 times I've only gone to. It's again. I mean, it's family. We all support each other. Big shout out to Jazzy. Jazzy. I feel like if I speak so much about him, it would sound like I'm whining him. But he's a good person. He's genuine, and he supports everybody. Supports every artist equally. It's not a thing where he favors one person to the other. So it's almost like it's a family. Personally for me, I have, even as a mixing engineer, I'm in a way part of a lot of the artists' career as well. Like I'm helping to mix the vocals. I'm helping 𝐈𝐍𝐻 take vocals. I'm
always working, doing a lot of other stuff.
𝐈𝐍𝐻 is doing a live performance. I'm with the mixing engineer trying to make sure the sound is right. Blah blah. I'm not getting paid for some other stuff, but I'm doing it because I feel like this is family, and they would do the same for me.
Yeah.
Crayon, I was having a listening with my some fans the other day, and he came into the studio and just chilled with us. I was was listening to the songs. It's like that. Everyone support each other, and it's that's the attitude. There's no beef. I've never, not one day throughout my stay, I've even ever seen one person was beefing one person. It's not a thing.
It's all family and love.
All family there. Jazzy's a very musical person, and I think that at the point he signed me, I don't think that there was anybody really doing exactly what I was doing, right? And I don't think he has ever signed anybody like that either. I know for him at that point it may have been a gamble. Maybe, but to a lot of people, it definitely was a gamble. John Drille, the non-Afrobeats guy, why are you signing this guy? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. He did believe in my music. He saw the quality in my music. He sees the quality in my music, and he doesn't fail to tell me every time. And I think pretty much that must have been why.
Okay, you know what? Let's take you to 2018. Play you this record. This one has got "See Me" on it.
Woof. Yes.
You want to listen to the record?
I know it now. It's right.
We'll be right back. Don't forget to send in some of your questions. Johnny Drille's in the studio, 0817-313-6193. Right after this one, we'll pay bills, and when we come back, we've got some more questions. Stick around.
You enjoyed this video? Hit the subscribe button for more. Leave a comment and like. Thank you.